Like they say, when it rains, it pours. In today's analysis, I'm going to focus on a few things, or so many things that Kenyans have rejected regarding this regime. Especially this comes in the wake of yesterday's president outburst towards those who are opposed to the livestock vaccination. We want to see, your rejection, your concern genuine? That's what I'm trying to analyze today. I'm going to look at what Kenya really wants, or what Kenyans are saying. Remember, there has been a lot of things that Kenyans have rejected regarding the proposals being made with the government. I'll highlight about 10 things that Kenyans have rejected from this government. If it is your first on my channel, please hit that subscription button so that when I do the next video, you don't miss out, because I have a lot to cover regarding our nation, regarding East Africa, region and the world at large. Especially in Africa, there is an upcoming AU chair election. We are also going to analyze that, but not in this video. So there is a lot to talk about, and I just want to know, your concerns as Kenyans genuine, or are Kenyans just rejecting for the sake of rejecting? Welcome. Yesterday, President came out strongly criticizing those who are opposed to the vaccination of the livestock. Remember, Kenyans have rejected about 9 bills or 9 proposals that the government has forwarded to them. Kenyans rejected finance bill. Finance bill was strongly rejected by Kenyans, followed by the SHA and SHIF. Kenyans have been unhappy with the SHA and SHIF, the hospital insurance fund. The migration from NHIF to SHA and SHIF has faced a lot of hurdles, of a lot of opposition from Kenyans. Kenyans also rejected the Adani takeover of the airport. Remember, the airport was to be redone or reconstructed or upgraded with Adani, but Kenyans said no. This guy has a bad reputation. This guy is involved in so many scandalous things across the globe. And kudos to the president. He heeded to the voice of Kenyans and rejected the Adani proposals. Remember, Kenyans are opposed to the housing and finance housing program, or affordable housing program. Kenyans are also opposed to that. They are saying that it's eating away their payslip, or their payslip is being slashed almost to 50% because of all this taxation, including the SHA and SHIF, and including the housing finance. Kenyans also were opposed to the police being sent to Haiti. So Kenyans were saying that it's not their job to protect a country that is miles and kilometers away from our nation. They were opposed to that. Kenyans also are opposed to the church donation. Remember, they injected the bishop who received, or they sent greetings to the bishop who received a donation from the president recently, until the bishop decided to return the money, the donation money. Kenyans also are opposed to the broad-based government. They say that is swallowing up the opposition. Kenyans say that it's not a good idea to put or to bring the opposition into government, because they lack representation outside, or a divergent voice towards the ills that are happening in our nation. Kenyans are opposed to that. And Kenyans are also opposed to the recently, I think 2 days ago, we heard of Grammy Awards being hosted in Kenya, and it is said that the government, or it's alleged that the government has spent or is preparing around 500 million to do the Grammy Award in the country. Kenyans are opposed. And lastly, Kenyans are opposed to the livestock vaccination. I think that a move that seemed to have irked the president, because the president said there is a spirit in Kenyans that seems to be opposing every project. So we want to understand, guys, is the opposition, or is this the rejection of these all proposals genuine? Because I've mentioned about 10 proposals. So guys, is it really genuine, or among those proposals, what's good or what's bad? So let's face it, folks. Finance bill was bad. Yes, finance bill was bad. The president decided to do away with it. He did not append his signature on the finance bill, and kudos to the president. He heeded the voice of Kenyans and he did not append his signature to the finance bill. So finance bill was bad. That's an X. Let's move to the next thing. Adani Airport takeover, the Adani deal. The Adani deal came in as a surprise to many Kenyans, thanks to Amenya, who did expose of Adani deal because of the documents he received on his desk. And Kenya and President heeded the voice of Kenyans and gave it an X. He said it's not going to progress forward. So two things: the president has stepped back and allowed Kenyans to have their way. The next bone of contention is the Shah and Chief. The government argues that Shah and Chief is a good idea because it's going to see the loopholes that were there, the loopholes of corruption. Remember, during NHIF, there were non-existent hospitals who made claims to the NHIF and they were paid. The government argues that the new model of the new system in Shah and Chief, you will not be able to make a claim of what you've not done, or non-existent hospital will not be able to penetrate and make claims or fraudulent claims on the Shah and Chief platform. But Kenya seems to be not comfortable with the new model. It's hectic. They're saying it's hectic. It's not smooth as it used to be with the NHIF. I don't know your experience with the same. I would love to know or read your comments below about the experience of Shah and Chief, what you've experienced with it, if it's a good idea or if it's a bad idea. Affordable housing is the next elephant in the room. Kenyans are saying that affordable housing doesn't sit well with them because you cannot be made because it is compulsory, and they want it to be made as an option of this. Kenyans say that it should be given an option of choosing whether to do contribution or not, but the government say it has to be deducted. It has to be deducted to your pay slip. Kenyans are saying they are taking home a half of what they are earning, and housing is not a priority to them. Remember, others argue that for you to be, maybe you're paying a house in Kitengela and your rural home is in Nyanza. Kenyans say that what happens when I'll be allocated a house that is in Kitengela and I want to have my retirement home in Nyanza? Kenyans say that it's not a good idea. I don't know the government communication regarding that. I'll find out and get back to you. Another thing Kenya were not happy with is the Haiti police deployment. Kenya say that it's not a priority for the government to take our officers miles away from our country, a nation that is located kilometers away from our country, just for the protection. Kenyans, I think, read some mischief in the program and they were opposed to it. Though the president did not step back on this, but he proceeded and took the officers there. So the president had his way. I will not talk about church donation. I will not talk about broad-based government. I will not talk about the Grammy Awards. Let's skip to the last thing, and that's the livestock vaccination program. This program has received a lot of opposition from Kenyans. Kenyans are saying that it's not a good idea. From where I sit, I think Kenyans have not been well informed about this program. They need to understand well. So I think it's upon the government to educate Kenyans about the benefit of this vaccination towards the livestock. And those that are opposed to this livestock, I would love to know, are you genuine in your opposition, or what's your fears about the livestock vaccination program? Let me know in the comment section below what you are afraid of about the vaccination of livestock, because this is what has made the president to come out strongly condemning and criticizing those opposed to the idea of livestock vaccination. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching my video, for listening to my highlights towards your concern. I believe our president has a good interest of our nation at heart and is going to work on your fears. He's going to inform us well, because the president wants to see our nation succeed, and we also pray for him to succeed. We love our nation. We want to see the nation succeed. Thank you for watching. If it is your first time, please hit that subscription button so that when I do the next video, you won't miss out.